I'm so confused. I'm so confused. Is it what happened with Chuck and Nancy at the White House? What happened at the dinner? I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. It's Thursday morning with North Georgia's only live online morning show, the voice of rural America. Donald Trump supporters, what to think? You know, you remember when you would hear your mom say, I don't know what to think about this situation. I don't know what to think about this situation. Well, we're going to figure something out. We're going to have a lot of fun today on the show because it is Thursday, and that's not the only reason we have fun. But last night, just a quick note. Now, school is back. I don't know if Pickens is back. I guess we need to check. I think it's on our website, but I'm not for sure about Pickens. I know they got hit pretty hard. Pickens County did. It's raining out this morning in North Georgia. A lot of areas in North Georgia, it's raining this morning. We got to keep an eye on Jose, and I don't mean the hurricane. I mean Hurricane Jose, all the above. So last night we had a show. We're getting back into things because Monday night we couldn't do our show up in Union County due to the state of emergency with the Union Panthers. So last night we got to do Rebel Wrap-Up with Coach Pavo, and that is on our website. That's on our YouTube channel and our Team FYN Sports Facebook page. We got to do Rebel Wrap-Up last night. I really enjoyed that. They're going over Friday night, the Fan and Rebels. This is why I like Thursdays, because Thursday means it's only one more day until it's time for Fetch Football Friday. And so tonight at 7 o'clock, Pickens Power Half Hour, we're going to talk to Coach Chris Parker down there about North Hall. Hey, they came out of the gate last Friday night with the wheels spinning and put up 21. It was 21-7 at the end of the first quarter. So we're going to talk to him about that game against North Hall. But I'm your host, BKP. We got a lot to do tomorrow, Friday. We will be at Sycamore Crossing in Blue Ridge. We're there every Friday morning. Now, September will be our final month. It will absolutely be our final month. September will. And at Sycamore Crossing, that's when, and then October we go indoors and we'll be at Blue Jeans Pizza, but we'll be in Blue Ridge every Friday. We got some things kicking up. I'm going to give a shout out. We're going to have a little Fannin County report at the end of the show, and I'm going to give a little shout out at the end of the show, a Fannin County brief statement at the end of today's show. And also, you never know, we may end up talking about Blue Ridge. But you remember the show? I think it had like a lifespan of really like 2 years. That was not a must watch, but really enjoyable, and people got into it as something the whole family could watch. You remember? So I think with the Donald Trump and the DACA, DACA, I think we have to call Howie Mandel in. I think we're going to have to call Howie Mandel in, and we're going to have the case out there. We're just going to have to pick a case. We're going to have like 20 cases of a decision on DACA, and then we're just going to have to close our eyes and pick one, and we're going to have to say deal or no deal. Because that's what's going around this morning. Deal or no deal? Did Nancy and Chuck cut a deal with the Teflon Don? This is the hashtag going around this morning. The hottest hashtag is hashtag Amnesty Don. The Teflon Don. You remember who the Teflon Don is? Text me at 706-889-9700 and tell me who the Teflon Don, who got that nickname, the Teflon Don. This may be the new one right here, okay? If you would like to get involved with the show, contact us. Let me tell you all the things we have going on before we jump right into this DACA. You can call us and text us at 706-889-9700. That is our phone number here. That's a 24/7, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week hotline, news tip line, whatever you want to tell us, or you can text the show live as it's going on. You can also email me at chief@fetchernews.com, chief@fetchernews.com, and you can follow us on Twitter at FetcherNews, at FYNTV. Okay, then our YouTube channel, if you ever look for our segments later in the day, go to fetchernews.com, but you can also go to our YouTube channel, FYNTV Fetcher News. So that's on our YouTube channel. Now, DACA. You keep hearing DACA, okay? So let's just actually start with the nuts and bolts of this, as we would say. It is the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals. Okay, Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals. Now, first of all, if you get into the separation of powers and the powers that each branch of government have, President Barack Obama did not have the constitutional authority in the executive office to do this. He did not have it. He knew it himself, but he did it, okay? Now, the one thing, while it's going to be, here's what's going to be interesting, and no pun intended, or no, look, I talk loud. I try not to, but I just talk loud. So I'm not mad. Well, some days on the show I'm pretty frustrated, but I talk loud. So what I'm about to say, it sounds like if you're watching any news show, any talk show, any program, today's discussion on DACA will be who can yell the loudest. I mean, that's who's going to be. You ever see two people get in an argument and they start escalating left, no pun intended, right? Yeah, or pun intended. Left, right, and they start escalating. So today will be directly who can yell the loudest. That will be the argument over DACA, but it's the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals. Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, DACA, is an American immigration policy. Now, see, the thing about it is, Barack Obama did not have constitutional authority to create an immigration policy, okay? But he did. Established by the Obama administration in June of 2012, the policy allows some individuals who entered the country illegally as minors to receive a renewable 2-year period of deferred action for deportation and eligibility for a work permit, okay? As of 2017, approximately 800,000 individuals referred to as Dreamers, okay, after the DREAM Act bill were enrolled in the program created by DACA. All right, so out of the 800,000, now let's go with the first thing. There is a portion that ran to sign up, okay, to be eligible for this, that are not eligible, but nobody asked any questions. That's number one. So how many of the 800,000? So if we want to talk about the poor little children that were brought here unbeknownst to them at 4 and 5 years old, or 3 or 2 or whatever, and they were not aware of what's going on, how many is there actually in that 800,000? How many? Okay, by the time you get the criminals out, seriously, gang members out, and the people that ran to sign up for this that are not eligible. So we're not going to say, but there's 800,000 actually it supposedly affects. That's what you'll hear the media say. So that is Deferred Action Childhood Arrivals if you keep hearing DACA, all right? Now, we're going to break this down a couple different ways. But there's a couple things, and Richie, I want this probably all in one segment because it's going to be pretty long. But we want to break it down. We don't want to yell the loudest. We want to actually be as factual as we can about immigration. So let's start with the deal that we don't know if it's a deal or not. Chuck Schumer. We're not going to break down whether Mitch McConnell, we know the putz he is, all right? We're not going to break down whether Mitch McConnell and Paul Ryan are relevant anymore. We're not going to break down, well, this is all the Republicans' fault or they wouldn't be in the Oval. We're not going to do that yet. We're going to stay with some solid things, okay? So whether there's a deal or no deal for these people to stay, there's a lot of discussion this morning and overnight, and the president has already sent out a tweet. We'll get that up in a minute, that there's no deal was actually made. But in this, all right, the immigration, there's no wall, okay? There's actually no wall involved, all right? Enhanced border securities. If what Chuck and Nancy are saying are true, okay? Enhanced border securities and a pathway to amnesty. Now, I'm not going to question your intelligence, but you hear amnesty all the time, and it's a general pardon of offenses. A general pardon of offenses, especially political offenses against a government, often granted before any trial or conviction. All right, so that's the amnesty, and that is what the deferred action childhood arrival is. That being said, we've got to go in the Wayback Machine. Now, you know, I don't know you out there. I don't know what, I don't know how you feel about Ronald Reagan. Now, I will tell you every day, I tell you, I'm a Ronald Reagan Republican, okay? And I think I know. Now, I don't want to start a turf war with Laura Ingraham. I love her. I'm not. Ann Coulter throws the bomb of the day. I'm not saying there's a lot of subjects she's not correct on. There's a lot of things she's very correct, but she throws the bomb of the day. So you'll say Ann Coulter, right? How many times? And they will call her up as a guest, and she will be very dramatic about her reasons why there should be no amnesty and all 11 million or whatever should go home and be sent back. So I don't want to start a turf war with Laura Ingraham, Ann Coulter, Steve Bannon, Breitbart, but I probably know, this is, I'm sorry, but I'm just going to put it right to the camera. I probably know more about this era of illegal immigration than any of the three of them. I may not be able to recite chapter and verse of some of the things that they want to recite, but what actually took place, I'll look in the camera and tell you, you are with this morning somebody that knows this subject better than Laura Ingraham. Sorry. Maybe better than Rush Limbaugh. I know that was bold, but I got to go there. Better than Ann Coulter. Better than Steve Bannon. I know how that sounds, but that's a fact. I'm a Reagan Republican. Don't forget the Immigration Reform and Control Act of 1986. Immigration Reform and Control Act of 1986. That was the time when Tip O'Neill went up to the White House. And some of you kids out there don't remember Tip O'Neill. But that was the bipartisan. So every day we're hearing bipartisan, and we're hearing that Donald Trump's doing this to get his approval ratings up. Let me just cover this. Donald Trump has a plate that he has no choice. I am not going to excuse amnesty. I'm not going to make excuses for him this morning on any deals with Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer. But I am going to say this. It's not who yells the loudest, it's who tells the truth today. And Donald Trump has a plate so full that Barack Hussein Obama, Democrats, and your friends and mine, the Republicans, left on his desk. He has no choice but to deal with these things. And actually, if he'll move these off his desk, he can move on. Because let me tell you something. If the stock market goes up and the tax cuts go through and you get a little more money in your paycheck and more jobs happen and your boss is in a good mood because he's not paying the high tax rate and you got enough money to go out on Friday and Saturday night and go to the movies, you're going to forget. Let me look at the camera. You're going to forget any amnesty deal Donald Trump made. It's going to last 24 hours in your brain and you're going to move on because it won't affect you at the end of the day. It doesn't matter how loud somebody yells. Now, this is not whether it's right or wrong. This is America. This is who we have become. If you got everything you want, boss is in a good mood, taxes are down, this puts confidence in the market and it goes up, and everybody's living okay. See, we've always had a roaring 20s mentality. We love the roaring 20s. It doesn't matter what day it is and what date. Go look up the roaring 20s if you don't understand where I'm going. If that's the case, hey, whatever they want to do, they can do. Now, the Immigration Reform Act of 1986, my hero, President Ronald Reagan, and Tip O'Neill cut an amnesty deal. I know it very well because as soon as they cut it, your host helped about 15. I personally was involved with helping, I'm going to use the number 15 different illegals that came here to work get their documents. I helped them. Like I said, you've heard them on this show many times. I have been to the immigration offices with them. Now, let me tell you what, so you understand, this is, it don't matter where you're at today, you're not going to hear this kind of stuff. I actually went to immigration offices in 1986 with the mom, the dad, and the 6-year-old child. They're all illegal. Mom, dad, 6-year-old child, mom's got a baby, and the 6-year-old had to do the talking. I did it. I know it. So that being said, the Immigration Reform Control Act of 1986, we were supposed to get border security. It came with a deal. We'll make a deal for these people that came in and are doing all the construction. Not all. A good part of the construction. We're going to make a deal, Ronald Reagan said, but the other part of the deal is border security. We never got the border security. We never got the immigration reforms necessary for border security in this country. That's why Republicans always stand on we have to have border security first. So last night, if Donald Trump did the same thing in 2017, conceded to letting 800,000 dreamers have a pathway to citizenship in exchange for enhanced border securities, less the wall, this is what we're hearing, then maybe 1986 all over again. So that's one part I wanted to bring up. The second part I want to bring up is what in the world? Now, we have some tweets this morning, and I'm not for sure. I'm not for sure if the president. He started 9 hours ago. Now, we don't have these tweets up. Leave those up. But he started 9 hours ago. And this is about the time Chuck and Nancy, they were having... See, I think he was thinking about the Chinese business tax rate. So they were thinking about the Chinese a little bit. So he said, they said, what do you want to serve? And I hear they had Chinese last night. That's what I heard. It was Chinese. The meal was Chinese. So anyhow, Chuck and Nancy like Chinese. Chuck goes down. You got the hanging ducks in the window, right? He goes down to 23rd Street, little Chinese place. They try to find him a fork because he doesn't like chopsticks. That's how Chuck rolls, right? So he said, let's have Chinese. The Kung Pao. So anyhow, President Donald Trump knows there's outrage here. But does he address it? Not at first. 9 hours ago. China has a business tax rate of 15%. We should do everything possible to match them in order to win with our economy, jobs, and wages. Okay, why was that the tweet? Because you were, at this time, you're sitting there with Chuck and Nancy cutting the deal of the century. So why that tweet? Now, if all else fails, if everything goes to put, if you're getting ready to make a deal with Chuck and Nancy, Hurricane Chuck and Nancy are at the White House, whipping around D.C., 2 deals in 2 weeks, okay? If everything else falls apart, you can always count on a crooked Hillary tweet. Serious, folks. So about the time this is getting released, it's all over the internet. Amnesty Don, one thing after another. What does he release? Crooked Hillary blames everybody and everything but herself for her election loss. She lost the debates and lost her direction. I don't know. I know where it came from, but why that timing? I mean, why not tell your base? Remember, Steve Bannon's 60-minute interview said, okay, let's go back. Steve Bannon's 60-minute interview said he will not stop tweeting. It won't happen because that is his way. This came from Steve Bannon. That is his way. Former chief political strategist in the White House, now the mastermind behind Breitbart that's going to run the 2018 elections and post candidates everywhere to go against these liberals and continue to fight the war. We're going to go into that later. But he told us the other night, Steve Bannon did, that Donald Trump will not stop tweeting. Won't happen. Why? Because it goes over the head of the media, direct to his voters. So last night when Donald Trump is tweeting this, everything is starting to explode that he made another deal with Chuck and Nancy. First, the debt ceiling, right? Don't you love when they talk about the debt ceiling? They said they kept our credit rating in check, our good credit status in the world. Wait a minute, 20 trillion in debt. Okay, we'll go into that some other time. So he knows what he's doing when he's sending these tweets out. Crooked Hillary blames everybody and everything but herself. Oh, yeah, we'll cheer over that. Then 9 hours ago, the deplorables, okay, came back to haunt Hillary. They expressed their feelings loud and clear. She spent big money. In the end, had no gain. So he throws out 3 quotes 9 hours ago, 3 tweets 9 hours ago. I call them diversion tweets. Diversion tweets away from the media reporting Chuck and Nancy are sitting in there eating Chinese food, passing the soy sauce to each other, and, drinking a little sake. Donald doesn't drink. Nancy gets a little, she gets a little giggly and everything. Next thing you know, Chuck says, look, Trump says, I'll tell you what I'll do. You give me the wall. You give me the wall, you fund the wall that I promised the people that I would put up, and I will give you DACA. I will sign that into law. And Chuck says, well, I'll tell you what I do. You get no wall and we get DACA. And Donald Trump says, now that's a deal I can live with. Maybe that's what happened, but that's what it's sounding like. So after he floats these diversion tweets last night, the President of the United States, I still support the President of the United States. I can just see through all the smoke, okay? He hears everything last night, the firestorm, and it is blowing up. Now, what is most enjoyable this morning is to hear Morning Joe, Mika, and the Barnacle, and then hear CNN, to hear the liberal media explaining this. I mean, they are explaining this, and they are tripping all over themselves, trying to not like Donald Trump, but having no choice, trying to highlight what the Democrats did in the room, but not too much, because their base, so you have the base of the Democrats, you have the base of the Republicans. What's that leave? The center of the country. Independent Don? I floated that out last Friday. Is this Independent Don? Did I hit something last Friday? I don't know. But this could be the first. You see, you got the base on the left. They are smoking. The base on the left, there's no difference in the base's emotion, folks. The base on the right cannot stand the thought of Donald Trump sitting in the same room with Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer. Actually, to me, it's like the day I watched the commercial and Newt Gingrich was sitting with Nancy Pelosi on a park bench talking about climate change. I swear to God, I that was the day I was like, whoa, what happened here? So for the right, we cannot stand the thought of those three in the Oval Office. On the left, their base, it's equal. The outrage is equal. The only difference is when we go and protest and everything, we do it in a peaceful manner. They throw rocks, hit people, throw bricks, sticks, and everything like that. That's the biggest difference there. But the left base, oh, they are as angry that they're in the room with Donald Trump. What's that leave? The center of the country? Could Donald Trump be the first independent president in the not in the United States, I'm going to say independent president to run again? All right, now, So the fallout, all right? 2 hours ago, no deal was made last night on DACA. Massive border security would have to be agreed to in exchange for consent. Would be subject to vote. Massive border security. When are you going to hold out for that wall funding that you... So I have to tell you, I'm not taking you to task, Mr. President, because I would like to get the interview, and I think I deserve the interview better than anybody in the country. But I just had to say, I kind of was remembering that Mexico was going to pay for that. And I know it's only been 7 months. I'm not pushy or anything, but just like to hear when these wheels are going to start clicking and the Mexicans paying for this, and you holding out for wall money. Just like to hear a little more. I'd like to hear what massive border security would have to be agreed to in exchange. See, I know 1986. I was there. I know immigration. I'd just like to hear. It would be subject to a vote. So what do you get? You get 50 of the Tuesday group. You're going to have, subject to a vote. This is going to take all day, folks. All right? But when I say subject to a vote, and the president says subject to a vote, you need to understand every congressman is in the United States, congressman, congresswoman, or whatever the hell they are, they're going to poll their district. Immediately, they're going to poll their district. And they're going to check it out. And if their district comes up 51 plus that this is okay, they're voting for it. They are voting for DACA to become law, the DREAM Act. So we're going to get into that too. But they're voting for it. And they're not going to care. And the Democrats are going to see how it plays back home, and they're going to vote for it. This is going to pass if it does go. So what's the next one? The wall. Okay, we got to go to break, but I want to leave you with this. The wall, which is already under construction in a form of new renovation of old and existing fences and walls, will continue to be built. I'm just not feeling the enthusiasm in that one. Then an hour ago, does anybody really want to throw out good, educated, accomplished young people who have jobs, some serving in the military? Really, do you want to throw them out? We're going to cover that. We're going to answer that. They have been in this country for many years through no fault of their own, brought in by parents at young ages, plus big border security. So 1 minute there's no deal, okay? 2 hours ago there's no deal. Then the wall is starting to work on that. We're starting to fix the holes in the wall. Then an hour ago, do you really want to throw those people out? They have been in our country, plus big border security. So that's where we started. So deal or no deal, okay? And then, to round it out an hour ago, I'm leaving now for Florida to see our great first responders and to thank the U.S. Coast Guard, FEMA, etc. A real disaster, much work to do. My suggestion, Mr. President, do not go to Mar-a-Lago. Do not go to Mar-a-Lago. I'm your host, BKP. We're going to take a break. Now, let me throw the sentence you will not like, but we're going to come back on this. We're going to hit on every bit of this today, okay? Abe Lincoln freed the slaves. Donald Trump saved the dreamers. Don't forget that, folks, because when I come back, I'm going to explain that sentence to you. I'm your host, BKP. Take us a break.
Ace is your helpful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
What you gonna do with all that junk? Days Chevrolet in Jasper is dropping the hammer. Over $11,000 off MSRP on new Silverados. Just look what we've done to the price on this new LT Crew Cab. Save over $11,000 and pay just $32,500. And Days Chevy is dropping the hammer in a big way on all new Chevy Malibus. Save over $6,500 and pay just $17,900. The savings are real and they're big at Days Chevrolet in Jasper.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in Ella next to Walmart. And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in Ella next to Walmart.
All I do is win, 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 no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up. And they stay there, and they say yeah, and they stay there. Cause all I do is win, win, win. And if you going in, put your hands in the air, make them stay there. All I do is win, win.
What's up, guys? It's your boy Jacob Bryant. We're up here at Schottenkirk Ford. Just want to let you know I'm going to be putting on a concert September 16th right here in Jasper, Georgia. Also want to give a big shout out to my boy Billy for selling me this new Ford F-150 FX4, man. Thank you so much. And also, since I'm here, I might as well do a little promotion for them there. Every new truck, you get a brand new Summit Viper deer stand if you're an outdoorsman like me, so maybe show them the deer stand just to prove to them we're not telling them a fib here. So there you go, guys. Come see us September 16th. We love you. Take care.
Okay, and we're back. I'm your host, BKP. We are North Georgia's only live online morning show. If you would like to get in touch with the show, the voice of rural America, you can always text our show, 706-889-9700, or chief@fetchernews.com. Send us an email. You can follow us on Twitter @FetcherNews, @FYNTV. Also, if you'll go to our YouTube channel, FYNTV, Fetch Your News, and hit subscribe to it. That will give you a notification every time we're live or upload one of our segments. Now, I left you because there's so much to work with here. Now, the rest, when I say the rest, there's a good portion of the shows today and the morning shows and the afternoon shows. And let me not lump Rush into this because he always does a tasteful job on all subjects. That's just my view of it. But I think I know this issue, DACA immigration, as well as anybody, illegal immigration, amnesty. I think I do. That being said, I left you. Now, I don't know where this is in my files, but I know it's on video. And I know when I started this show early on, I made these comments. I started doing this show at 6 a.m. and I do it for 45 minutes and that was it. And then I moved it to 7 and I would do it for an hour. Then I moved it to 8 for 2 hours. So I do know I have tape of this somewhere. But I always said, now listen to me, that the Republicans had an opportunity to turn the Hispanic vote. Now, whether you like it or not, white people pay attention because the natural progression in this country we will be at a minority status one day. Okay, period. All right. We know the fastest demographic, the fastest growing in this country is the Hispanic race, Latino, Hispanic, okay? We know that. It's not the black, okay? It's not the African American, sorry. The black community, no, it's not. It's not the Asian community. It's the Latino, Spanish community. Now, that being said, that is the voting bloc. And we have heard. Now let's look at this, not open-minded, okay, but let's look at this a little bit. Let's look at some reality and not yell so you can yell the loudest. The reality is this is the voting bloc. If you will go through all your social media and all your things that you've done in many of your Tea Party groups, relax out there, I'm Tea Party friendly, but yelling that the Democrats keep trying to turn these illegals into voters, and the Democrats are trying to turn these people into voters. Well, in a roundabout way, the Republicans need to do that in the right way, okay? So the Democrats are trying to turn them into voters because they know in the future in these congressional districts that are changing. And you look at it like this. You look at what they did in Hurricane, even it's in Texas, in Hurricane Harvey. They did the demographics of Houston. And they did the demographics of Houston 20 years ago and today. Look at the growth rate, okay? So we always yell, the Democrats are trying to turn them into voters. Yeah, DACA, they're turning them into voters. They're trying to turn them into voters. Well, maybe the Republicans need to think about turning them into voters in a different direction. And I'll tell you why. Because it has to be done. You have to deal with the immigration issue. You have to close the border. I support building a wall. We have to stop illegal immigration. We have to have a policy, an immigration policy that allows people to come in and work when we need people to work, and an opportunity to stay if they meet the criteria. We have to. This has to stop, okay? I mean, I know you think I lost my mind because you will not be able to parallel this the way I'm trying. I can't convey this. But when I tell you we have 24 years of failed policy, okay? Failed policy in North Korea, all right? Either we have a country or we don't. That's how simple the sentence is. And we have 24 years, we'll call it 24 years of failed policy, longer than that, from 1986 on trying to resolve, and fix this illegal immigration problem in this country. I mean, it is a failed this issue will end up taking our country down. Will there still be a United States of America? Yes, but the country as you and I know it, okay, and love it, and want it to be for all citizens, will end if we don't solve this. Abraham Lincoln, Emancipation Proclamation, and next thing you know, at this time they didn't call them they called them other names, and I don't support that, and I shouldn't have said that, but yes, there was a lot of names called at this time that were not African American. I'm just trying to say it like that. Derogatory terms that were incorrect, should not have been said. But Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves, the black slaves, And what did they become? Republicans, right? If you look at the history, the slaves were, when they were freed, the black vote in this country was Republican, right? Now, you may not like this, but if Donald Trump made a deal with Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer, okay, if he did, because he said last night he was a conservative, okay, if he did that, made the deal, and they go through with it, and the House of Representatives votes on it, and it goes to the Senate, and the President of the United States signs the DREAM Act, and then continues, because I will tell you this, the one thing a lot of people don't say, even the Latino Hispanic community, they do not want MS-13. They do not want the Latino gangs, the Hispanic gangs. They want their families safe. The majority of the Hispanic population in this country want their families safe. The majority of the Hispanic population is not going to be on any of the liberal news. They want to stop illegal immigration. They want to stop it. You're not going to believe that. So many people would say I'm wrong, but you don't know these people. They think that they need to come in legally, and we need to stop it, and we need to keep our families safe. If Donald Trump follows through with DACA, it goes to his desk, he signs it. And he makes plenty of jobs. There's plenty of jobs available for the Hispanic community, and they are working, and their families are enjoying life, and their kids are in school, and they no longer have to go through the wonder if their kids are ever going to become legal. And then he figures out plan B on whether you could stay or go, or if you have to go and come back into the country. He will then secure the Hispanic vote for the Republican Party. I think that's possible. So don't forget that. That is out there in a big way. It's out there. The Republicans could get the Latino Hispanic vote in this country if this goes through. Now, would you send them home? I want to know, before I start into another segment on this, would you send them home? Okay? Now, I don't want to take, let's just take Ann Coulter, because out of all of them, I don't dislike her, but she throws the firebombs. Ann Coulter has lived in a house somewhere. Ann Coulter has been, as she has been keynote speaker in a banquet somewhere. Ann Coulter has visited an office complex somewhere that she did not get through her day without an illegal in this country providing some kind of service that she took advantage of. Bottom line, you can yell all day long that you want everyone returned. You can yell all day long that the kids that came over here, unbeknownst to them what was going on, you want them returned. No amnesty. Everybody's got to go. And let me tell you something, you got a big problem. Big problem, okay? Because I don't know statistically, but I'm going to use white because I'm white, so I can talk about it, all right? I don't know that the Hispanic community is really strung out on prescription pills. I don't know that the Hispanic community is experiencing the opiate problems that they are in New Hampshire, that they are in Maryland, state of emergency there in Maryland, that they are out there in Ohio, in southern West Virginia, up here in the mountains of North Georgia, the pills. As some call them, instead of hillbillies, pillbillies. I don't know if that's the Hispanic community. Because I'm going to tell you what, we can't. I'm going to do this. I want to take a break because I want to give everybody a chance to be mad at me and maybe get over it. We don't have a generation. I love our kids. I absolutely love our kids. I support our kids. FetchYourNews.com, FYED TV, sports. If it's kids, we do everything to support them and encourage them in a positive way. But folks, we don't have the work base necessary to move forward in this country, to do the massive amount of work that needs done. We don't have that work base. That's the bottom line. And if everybody out there screaming bloody murder that somebody could stay that should not be here, if you tried to rid your life 100% and say, I will never again participate, have involvement, sleep anywhere, eat anywhere, do anything that a service was ever provided at any time by an illegal, you can't go out of your own house and you may have to leave your own house. That's the bottom line. You may not like it. That's just all there is to it. So the people that are yelling the loudest, the Ann Coulters of the world, you had dinner at resorts. You had dinner in conference rooms where you gave the speech, where a lot of people that folded the tablecloths and cleaned the tablecloths and vacuumed those floors. Well, you might say, well, we have to go after the employers. What do you mean you have to go after the employers? That's what I always hear. Well, we have to go after these employers for employing them. Damn it, if they don't employ them, who the hell are they going to get to work? Why is the employer always the damn bad guy? Because they just want to make a living. They get up in the morning, they go open their small business, or they go to their construction site, and they say, I got the social media, I look at it. Hey, I need framers. $15 damn an hour. There's your minimum wage, damn it, you want. I need $20 an hour. I'll give you $150 to help me work for a day. All over. Can't get anybody. Must pass drug tests, have a valid driver's license. Can't get anybody. You got people coming to areas much like where we live, North Georgia mountains. They go into the real estate office, they buy a nice lot. Okay, that worked. Then they say, can we find a builder? They find a builder. And then they want their house built. And they want to know, why didn't the framers show up? Why are the framers taking 3 weeks? Now look, you may think I'm taking to task white America, but I don't know if you can see in the camera, damn it, I'm white too. And I don't know if you know this, but I've worked construction my whole damn life. And I called at night and begged these people to come work. I'm not going to go there. But the people that scream the loudest all day that they all have to go, I'm not being soft on illegal immigration or illegal aliens, whatever the hell. I'm not. Deport them. I think if we deport them all, I don't want my words misunderstood, but let's deport everybody. Dreamers to works, let's jerk them out and deport all of them, okay? All of them. I have no problem with that. And when you have no service, are you trying to tell me our kids won't work? Are you trying to tell me that we won't do the jobs? Are you trying? Yes, damn it, yes, I'm trying to tell you we won't do the jobs, because not even a mile from my office there's 100 jobs that they can't fill because nobody wants to pluck a damn chicken. You better just wake up and tell yourself the truth in this country. And quit trying to shadow over it and listening to these loudmouths. Well, no pun intended, right? Listen to these people just yelling at you. Oh, they got to go back. They got to go back. Amnesty. What the hell, folks? We're getting to the point, you send everyone back. I want to go with everybody goes. Let's see what happens. Every one of them. Let's see what happens. Maybe we can work it out, send them all back and then process them back through one time and then get them jobs or whatever. Folks, I am tired of hearing the talking heads scream and yell how holy they are, knowing good and well that there was probably an illegal, no, everybody on my job site was legal. Half the states, folks, I don't know all the states, half the states in the United States of America only require for wages one person to provide documents. And then it's nobody's business who the other people are. You don't have to ask questions. One person comes up and they got a set of documents and they meet the criteria and they want to frame your house, they want to put a roof on your house, they want to drywall your house, insulate your house, dig a ditch at your house. These 15 other people that show up, that's none of your business. They got the insurance, they got documents. Hey, you don't have, now your business to ask questions, right? That's right. So there's everybody that comes around bragging that, well, no illegals worked on my home, no illegals cut my grass, no illegals fixed my dinner, no illegals washed the dishes at my place. Let me tell you something. We just need the job done and we can't find people to do it. I better take a break. I think I lost my direction, but I think I'm still on the right subject. Let's take a break, Richie.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East LJ. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Circuit World, brand name merchandise at unbelievably low prices. Furniture, appliances, and electronics. Circuit World is locally owned and operated, serving the tri-state area. Circuit World has highly trained professionals to help. Visit your hometown Circuit World today. 3 locations in Georgia, LJ, Blue Ridge, and Blairsville, Franklin, and Murphy, North Carolina. No credit checks, so let Circuit World deliver to you today.
Hi, I'm Casey McGraw, the General Manager of Schottenkirk Ford. We're going to start doing something here at Schottenkirk that we're really excited about. You may have already noticed our Facebook page, the new edition of the 360-degree videos. This allows the user to control the video in virtual reality and see it from any angle you choose, simply by moving your device or scrolling with your finger or your mouse. At Schottenkirk, we've decided to take this groundbreaking technology and apply it to the car shopping experience. Now, if you're interested in a new truck, a family car, or a brand new convertible Mustang, you can simply log on to our Facebook page or our YouTube page and see it for yourself in full HD 360-degree detail. Or contact one of our sales associates who will send you the link directly. If you like what you see and want to take it for a test drive, simply stop on by and take it for a spin. At Schottenkirk Ford, we're committed to not only keep up with new market technology, but we strive to be innovators, while always keeping your comfort and convenience as our #1 priority. So follow us on Facebook, check out our new 360 VR videos, and let me know if there's anything I can do for you.
And we're back. I'm your host, BKP, North Georgia's only live online morning show. Now, let me go with this. We had the big discussion there during the break because I happen to be the old guy on the team here, and I have some 20-somethings hanging around. They sit on beanbag chairs and, you know, they drink lattes and all that stuff. But anyhow, we got a couple 20-year-olds hanging around. Now, first of all, let me say in a serious note, these are great people. These are hardworking young people. So let me make that clear, okay? Our staff here, we're just really blessed to have these great, hardworking young people, and they have opinions, and we want to hear that. So when I push everything together that I'm hearing in our studio this morning, it's like it turns out to be exactly what the Democrats wanted. Barack Obama, you know, did not intend, if you're 30 years old today, you got out of college at 22. Let's say you got out of college 22, right? And you spent the last 8 years, and Obama did not want you to find a job. Okay, and there's truth to that. Everything changed as far as opportunities for the generation now. Anywhere from 20 years old to 30 years old, there's a 10-year gap that opportunities did change. But I still don't believe, if given the opportunity, all right, there's people yelling, wait a minute, I know a lot of college kids that are servers in restaurants. I know a lot of college kids that are working nights. I know a lot of young people that are working. I'm with you on that, okay? It's not total. It's not total. But there's so many people that will not do certain jobs that we have no choice. They won't do certain jobs. Now, we have staff here that work very hard as servers, okay? I understand that. So I want to make sure there's no disrespect to the people that did do, and work very hard out there. But we have lost a whole group, okay? A whole entire group. Now, let's get past that, and let's look at would you, I want to know, would you send these kids home? Some of the headlines this morning, the Huffington Post, no deal. Trump denies he made a deal with Dems on immigration. Okay, no deal. All right, that's the Huffington Post. The Drudge, right at the top of the Drudge, Dreamers, deal confusion. That's on the top of the Drudge. The speculation mounts, this is from The Hill, speculation mounts about Ryan's job. Speculation mounts, but Ryan's job seen as safe. It's seen as safe. Speculation mounts. I thought speculation's mounted on Ryan for a long time, and he continues to seem safe. Seen as safe. We'll go with that. Then right there, agreement reached with Trump on young immigrants, Dems say. Trump said no deal. Interesting. Some Dems sizzle, others see their stock fall on the road to 2020. So that's The Hill. The New York Times, after Democrats report a deal on Dreamers, Trump denies it. That's interesting. Breitbart. Trump, Dems agree on DACA. Amnesty dawn. Dems declare victory as Trump caves. White House pushes back gently. Trump tweets, does anyone really want to throw out good, educated people? Okay. No deal was made last night on DACA. This is from Zero Hedge. The wall will be built. Washington Post. Trump, top Democrats agree to work on deal to save Dreamers from deportation. Now, Do you really want to throw them out? Do you? Now let me make a parallel that I'd like to hear your argument on. Okay? I'd like to hear your argument on this. I would. Because I don't want to hear anybody else's screaming and yelling on this. I want to do this in a very, I guess, methodical tone. In this country, we have due process. For who? Citizens. Right? Citizens. So the due legal process in this country was written for the citizens of the United States of America, not illegals. Okay? So that's one side. You can just stop there. They have no right to due process. They entered the country illegally. They broke the law. They need to be sent back to the country of origin. Right? You can actually stop right there. That due process in this country does not only applies to the citizens of the United States of America. Okay? Now, let's look at it a different way. Now, there's people out there saying you can only look at it that way. That's the Constitution. Let's look at it. We are here. The American people are going to have to accept we are here. Okay? Period. This is where we are at. In 2012, okay? Deferred action for childhood arrivals. Barack Obama did this in 2012. He created immigration policy. You see, I've always thought, I hoped the Republican had enough spine and backbone to repeal Obamacare. But many times on this show, I told you that Obamacare is weaved into the fabric. Okay, the first attempt with the House, a lot of people called it. Okay, Rand Paul called it Obamacare 2.0. I was with Rand Paul on that, but I continually told you, if the President of the United States told Paul Ryan to push that through when they had the big thing at the Rose Garden and then told the Senate push it through, I was going to support it because Obamacare is weaved in the fabric of this country. I mean, once you pull a thread, your sleeve comes off. And once we weave something in the fabric, it's almost impossible to undo it. Now, you can do the Band-Aid method, just pull it off, done, and it's over with, not peel away from it. I thought the Republicans might have the nerve to just pull the Band-Aid off, repeal it, and get on with health care reform. But no, they didn't. It was weaved into the fabric. There's two things that Obama left on his desk that I felt in my heart would never change. I mean, there'll be changes to it, but would never leave this country. That's Obamacare. Steve Bannon let it slip. Fix it. I think Obamacare will be fixed. I say that not that I think it will work, but I think it will be, as they want to imply, fixed. Okay? They will sell it to you as they have fixed it. Okay? So Bannon let that slip. Second, this immigration policy, it's policy that he put in place. He put it in place, executive order. We knew it wasn't coming out. There was no way this is coming out. So do you send them home? So we have the one side of the Constitution, looking at the Constitution, there's no other way really to look at it, right? But due process in this country, legal due process, is only for the citizens of the United States of America. Now, let's go to the other side of our courts. I know they're not for illegals, but our courts. One, we charge in this country. We're compassionate people. I know you don't like the word compassionate right now, but we charge. We don't even allow the arrest mugshot, we'll call it. We handle. We have different courts. We have different juvenile delinquent detention centers. We handle everything with juveniles in this country different than we do adults. We have a local district attorney in your area that probably makes the decision whether to try somebody as an adult. You can do that 16, 17 for a crime. You can try them as an adult, but if you don't try them as an adult, everything for a minor applies, right? It's the bottom line. It's the way we do it in this country. All right? Now, obviously, these are not citizens. That's for our minors, our kids. You're yelling at the screen saying, hey, that's for our kids. That's for our citizens, our kids that get in trouble. That applies to them. But the reality is, we have a whole different standards of laws and the way we do it. That's number one. Number two, most states in the United States, every single state has some kind of what's called a first offender law. Okay? I mean, a first offender statute. To where if a kid, even an adult, 18, 19 years old, but it's your first offense, they have a first offender deal. In the courts today, whether you realize or not, all over the United States of America, there's a first offender standing up before the judge, and they run those through, in some of these cases, 9 and 10 at a time. Your Honor, it's first offense, never done anything. We're going to use first offender status. It's going to claim first offender status on this, and we're asking for leniency of the court, whatever, boom. All right? So you got these kids, unbeknownst to them, 2, 3, 4, even 12 years old. Come on, a 12-year-old? I mean, and they're brought over here, okay? Now, what they have done their whole life is, for the most part, they've done the negotiating for the family, whether you realize it or not, okay? So you have illegals come across the border, and they get a apartment in a bad part of town, and it's $400 a month, and it's on the 3rd floor. And how do they get the apartment? Little Jose, that's 6 years old, meets with Mama and Papa with the landlord, because they don't speak no English. They just got here, no English, no speak. Hey, I'm not making fun. I'm just used to it, okay? So the little kid talks to the landlord. Landlord says it's $400 a month. The kid goes to Spanish, it's $400 a month. Kid says, we'll take it. When's it due? Well, how much now? I know for a fact these kids at 5, 6, 7 years old have negotiated. They go to the schools. Call your school superintendent now and ask them, when kids come in to register, okay? Now, I don't know if they're illegals coming in to register because they cannot ask. But ask them how many times they come in with mom and dad, or mom, and the mom cannot speak English, and the 6-year-old is doing all the talking to get themselves in school. So the 6-year-old talks to the person registering them. They call back to the 6-year-old. 6-year-old says to the mom says something. My mom say, it's a negotiate with 6-year-old. Now, folks, if these kids came across that border that we allowed to get across, that we left open, that we let them through, okay? I'm sorry. If they got here, somehow we let them through. We just got to own up to that. And let me tell you something. If they came here at 5 years old and now they're 19, somehow we didn't find them for all those years. We let them stay. We let them through. We let them stay. We gave them our tax money. We gave them health care. They went to the doctors. They went to the hospital, indigent care. We gave them housing. We gave them education. We have invested millions of dollars in these people, these kids. You have hundreds of millions, billions of dollars invested in these kids, from their education to their health care, everything. So we educate them. Now, some of them are. I'm going to go with the president. Some of them are very educated kids going to college. So we're going to take that investment and say, hey, you go home. We educated you. We fed you. We clothed you. We did everything. Now you go home. Take that education we gave you and go home. So the point is, are you going to send these kids back that got here at 5 years old, 7 years old? Are you going to send them home? Are you going to yell the loudest, no amnesty for anybody? I want to know that. Let's put that, I don't know how I just frame that together, Rose, but I want to know on our Facebook page, you heard what I just said. I want to frame that. Are we going to send these kids home after we've invested what we have? Just frame it up however you want. What do we have?
So we've got James Raymond on our live chat. and he's saying that I'm a white guy, and since 2002 haven't been able to get a job because illegals got the jobs. And he said, I am a U.S. Navy veteran.
Okay. All right. He says he hasn't been able to get a job since 2002 because the illegals got the job, and he's a Navy veteran. I mean, I'm not going to argue with that. I can't question. I can't question that. Chicken Plant's hiring. I mean, I don't know what to say. Chicken Plant's hiring. Or private message me here. Send me a text, 706-889-9700. I'll give you the name of 6 builders that are looking from laborers. I got people paying $150 a day, and that's not $7.35 minimum wage. So if you are able-bodied, God forbid you say able-bodied, damn it. But if you are able-bodied, okay, all right, and you can work, hey, send me your information. I'll help you find a job today. I'll find you a job today that the illegals didn't take. You got anything else, or want to stay with that one?
He also says that at Wendy's, the cashier speaks Spanish and couldn't understand English.
Okay, all right. No speak. That's right. I remember that. I know that all. No speak. So, do you send them home? Do you send them home? Are you ready? Because I never come here. I tell you something. I love this audience. I love you. Without you tuning in, hey, bada bing, bada boom. But don't get me confused with somebody that gets so tied up in caring what other people think that I will not express the truth or how I feel. No corporate media can stop what I want to say. And I am not beholden, much like Donald Trump, to anybody. Do you send them home? No. Sorry. You could dislike me. You could say I just endorsed amnesty. You could say all the above. Do I like that it's happening with Chuck and Nancy in the room? Hell no. Do I like anything that's considered a deal with a Democrat? Hell no. Do I like bipartisan? Do you know every time I hear bipartisan and work together and common ground, you've heard me say it, every time I hear that I cringe? Hell no. But guess what? Republicans didn't put it on his desk. And Republicans didn't say, let's make this deal. So Mitch and Paul dropped this ball. You see, they could have made this deal with Obama. I don't think we send them home, folks. I am sorry if I just angered you. I don't like signing anything Barack Obama did in this country. I don't like, I can't think for 8 years of one single piece of legislation, one single thing that I truly agree and approve that Barack Obama's did during his presidency. I just can't think. But this right here, I don't agree with either. It was an overreach of his powers. So there has to be a lot separated here, because if we got to think about this. Me personally, no, we don't send them home. Me personally, we find a way for them, and we build the wall, and we stop illegal immigration. We have to. But they're here, folks. They're here. You better realize they are here. All right? Now, the one thing we have to really concern ourselves with the Constitution and with this happening and with this country and what road we want to go down is, are we going to watch an illegal overreach by a branch of government, the executive office, to write policy on immigration and then turn it into law? That's a dangerous slope. That is. Let's take a break. We'll come back. Hey, is Charlie Dent going to retire up in the PA 15th? What does all this have to do with the next election cycle? Did Steve Bannon know this deal was going down before he left? Is that why he left, or did he know? Take us to break.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff. Broken Bull, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing, is locally owned and operated. Our Simply Noel selection is the largest around. We have a great selection of unique clothing and several lines to choose from for men and women. We carry a beautiful variety of handmade jewelry from Blessed Be and others. All kinds of gifts, starting to carry shoes this fall as well. Come visit us on your next trip to Blue Ridge. We can't wait to meet you at Broken Bull, located in downtown Blue Ridge. Papa's Pizza to Go in downtown Blue Ridge is the best in the area all-you-can-eat buffet. Call ahead or order online now at papaspizzatogo.com. Use our convenient pickup window for the best in pizza, subs, wings, breadsticks, salads, and more. And be sure to check out our lively game room. We serve lunch and dinner, catering available, take out or dine in. Papa's Pizza to Go in Blue Ridge, proud sponsors of the Fannin County Rebels. Be sure to check out New Blue Home and Gift, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Find us on Twitter at New Blue Home. Everything beautiful for your home or a special gift can be found at New Blue Home and Gift. Call us today at 706-455-3873 or visit us at 531 East Main Street, Suite 103 in downtown Blue Ridge. Kinty Artesian Silver and Gifts, the Peruvian shop, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Fine sterling silver, luxurious baby alpaca, and exotic woods. A beautiful selection of exquisitely crafted gifts for all of your special occasions. Visit our website, artesiansilvergifts.com, or follow us on Twitter at Artesian Silver Gifts. Kinty Artesian Silver and Gifts, the Peruvian shop in downtown Blue Ridge. The Tupelo Tea mission is to provide over 80 premium tea blends for tea lovers who are looking for ways to explore new flavors and blends. Come visit Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Be sure to sample our various varieties of honey and tea. Visit us on the web at tupelotea.com or call us at 706-946-TEAS. That's TEAS. Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge.
We create an environment. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. You create an environment for something to grow. We do this in labs all over our country and our schools every day as tests, as experiments, okay? So we create an environment for something to grow, and then we get upset with the results of the environment we created. End of story. We created this. We allowed it. I'm going to give you one more thing. There's a couple more things on this because I want to go into some other things today. and not just DACA. But, folks, there's a whole lot of 5- and 6-year-old kids that came to this country, and some of you may understand this and some of you may not. And they came into this country, moms and dads, illegally. And dad works construction. We'll use the construction industry. Dad works construction, okay? And there's a lot of people out there that would not have gotten dad to work if they would not had the 5-year-old to call at night and try to explain to dad there's work next day and where the job is and what time to be there. Okay, so if you're out there and you understand what I just said, you'll understand how many times you called to get somebody to work the next day and you had to speak to a 5- or 6-year-old to try to explain a job and what needed done to translate to dad. We created the environment, folks. We need to understand it. We need to, I hate to say, accept it and move on. The environment's there. We got to work something. Do all 800,000? No. There needs to make sure that they're not convicted for anything while they've been here. There has to be some things put in place. But if a kid came here 4, 5, 8, or 9, and we invested all this money in them, and they have made good grades, they've done a good job, they haven't done anything, hey, and they have everything's clean, there should be an opportunity that they make certain concessions, do certain things to make sure that they want to stay and be a citizen, but you don't send them home. I'm sorry, you don't. That's my opinion. Now, the other thing about the courts, okay? You know, you got first offender status, and you got whole different laws for children. So you got these kids, if they did not break any laws, and they were unbeknownst to them, breaking a law coming across that border. I'm tired of hearing they broke the law coming across the border, okay? So if you want to treat these kids as accomplices to a crime, if you want to go that deep, that's up to you. But we spent billions, folks, billions on these children. So you make the call, all right? What do you got, Richie?
Just a question. Do you think that when they came across matters, like, say, a kid that came in like the year 2000 who's now in his 20s, I understand your point on that, but what if they were here from Guatemala in 2013 after DACA came out and they flooded across the border? Do you draw any difference there?
Yes. And I'm glad you came up with that. That's a good question. Let me tell you, I'm so glad you floated that in, because this goes back to, this is in the fabric. Okay, this is in the fabric. How do you sort through? A kid is a kid. They're either 5 years old when they come, period. No matter what year it is, they're 5 years old. But Richie touches on a good point. Once 2012 DACA came into place, if you research right now, you will find article after article of how many thousands of kids were being pushed across the border with no parents, no one accompanying the kids. And you hit a home run on that one, okay? You got a home run on that one, because that's true. So there has to be dating. It's got to be before this date or something like that. It's got to be something like that. I'm not for sure what they do as a test, a litmus test, and how to implement this. But yes, since 2012, there was a flood, and you can look at the status, and we will look at that in a minute, of how many came in after DACA was signed, unaccompanied by parents. Go ahead, Richie.
And then the follow-up would be, and this is where it's a whole nother can of worms, if you will, but what about, okay, so if the Dreamers are allowed to stay, their parents who knowingly broke the law, which I think should be treated differently, but if the kids are allowed to stay, then that means the parents would have to stay too, right?
Oh, there's going to be coattail. There's going to be coattail, and I have to tell you how you exactly sort through coattail. I mean, we have heard. Let's go back to the climate we created, and let's, actually, you bring up some valid points, because the climate we created, there's some coattail to it. It's in the fabric, and it's who's going to yell the loudest that this one has to go and that one has to go. Because I'm going to tell you, what did we hear sensationalized all through the media, through the campaign, and when Donald Trump was campaigning? Hey, they're going to go in and rip these kids from their parents. They're going to go in and rip these kids out of homes. They're going to deport these kids. They're going to rip them right out of schools. Schools were considering themselves, in colleges and grade schools and all over the United States, as safe zones, all right? Sanctuary schools. We went through all that. The headlines are all the sensational. We're talking nuts and bolts today, folks. It's in the fabric. So there's going to be things you don't like. So the kid 20 years old that you're fighting whether they should get in-state tuition, I understand. I'm with you. In-state tuition, it's all over. It's going to go to the Supreme Court. So should the kids get in-state tuition? They're 18 years old. Should they get in Georgia the Hope Scholarship? Should they get that in in-state tuition? Whatever. You can't take, I've heard all the arguments. If a kid goes to another school, another state, higher level of learning, right? Learning what? What the hell? I don't know. But if a kid goes to a state school, there's out-of-state tuition. What does this do if you legalize this and now you consider an illegal came into this country and got in-state tuition, but your kid in Georgia can't decide to go to Oklahoma, can't decide to go to Kansas, can't decide to go to Tennessee? Well, you know, people do that. But they can't decide to do that because they don't want to pay out-of-state tuition. I mean, there is so much that happened here, but let me end this by saying, because we put an hour and a half on this, this is on President Donald Trump's desk, folks. It's on the desk. And he doesn't get to tax reform. He doesn't get to the things we want in this country. I mean, you know, I'm not going to cheer for amnesty, and I'm not going to cheer supporting the president. And I do think the president is backpedaling from, you know, at one point he's saying, 3 hours ago, the wall, which is already under construction, no deal was made. And then 2 hours ago, he says right behind there, does anyone really want to throw good, educated, accomplished young people who have jobs and some in the military out? So I think he's going to make a deal on this, all right? I absolutely do. And how does he get to anything else if he doesn't clean some of these things off his plate? So before we close this at 9:30, let's not forget about all the regulations and EPA that's been rolled back. Let's not forget that coal miners are working. A good part of coal miners are back to work. Let's not forget that Joe Manchin and Senator David Perdue are cutting deals as we speak. We got to be nervous on that. We'll get to that one at a different time. But not David Perdue, Senator David Perdue, but what's going on there with these let's see. Depends. Adults speak English. Depends adults. Depends adults. Speak English, have education and job, no criminal record, etc. Kids stay with vetted parents with restrictions of same. That was from Red Lady in a Blue State. Red Lady in a Blue State, we know which blue state that is, thank you, has tweeted out to Fetch Your News. Depends. Adults speak English, have education and a job, no criminal record, etc. Kids stay with vetted parents with restrictions of same. Hashtag build the wall. We still got to do that. So I want to finish up by saying, I just saw that come in. I want to finish up by saying that these things had to get off the president's desk. Bottom line, let's not gloss over coal miners are working. Let's not gloss over EPA. What's happening on rollback regulations. Let's not gloss over the judges, Neil Gorsuch. Let's not gloss over all of the things, the positive things, and the promises Donald Trump has kept. But this is on his desk, folks. Like it or not, I don't support it. I don't really want it. I don't like it, but it's the climate. It was sitting on the desk. You know, if you're going to let Paul Ryan still be Speaker of the House and you're going to accept the omnibus, which most of you don't, as when he said it was baked, the cake was baked on his desk when he got there. If you're going to accept all of that from Paul Ryan, he's still Speaker of the House, least you could do is realize the President of the United States, this is going to take 15, 20 years to turn this mess around. And he's got to get some of these things off his plate so he can continue to work. Steve Bannon, did he know this? Did Bannon know this when he left? Did Bannon leave in time to get the base in an uproar? Did Bannon leave in time to start finding candidates to primary and districts? Sources tell me in the 15th district, let's go to a new segment to make sure you understand we're at a new segment. Sources tell me that in the 15th district of PA, the liberal Darlin Charlie Dent. So those of you political junkies like myself, remember Darlin Arlen Specter. Darlin Arlen Specter out of Philadelphia was never really a Republican, but there is our Darlin Charlie Dent. He is the liberal, left-leaning, opposed the president, did not vote for the president, has found every MSNBC camera, CNN camera, New York Times to just push down our president of the United States at every turn, 15th District of Pennsylvania. Okay? Now, he is not seeking his 8th term, but when he made his announcement that he would not seek his 8th term in Congress, he did not say he would finish his term. Did not say he would finish his term. So I keep up with a little bit of everything. Go through some of these. I can't read them, Richie, from here. So go ahead go ahead and put up some of those Facebook posts. Now these are some Facebook posts from his constituents in his district. So what does that one say, Richie?
This is from Thomas Joseph Carroll. Dent to resign to set up McKenzie in special election.
Okay. Resign to set. Now, these are going around. These are going around in his district. I didn't make these up. Give me another one. Let's go through all the Facebook posts.
Same guy. Dent and State Party about to take away the voice of the people.
Dent and State Party about to take away the voice of the people. Remember that. I'm going to go with that. What's next? Give me another one.
I can't make out the name, but McKenzie and the PA GOP are trying to. I'm sorry, that is
a book. That's Pat Brown, but and Ryan McKenzie. That's Ryan McKenzie, Pat Brown, and Charlie Dent, and that is just to actually show. I looked at that one yesterday, and they're calling McKenzie Dent's handpicked establishment candidate.
He's trying to convince the people that he is not the establishment.
Right.
Ellipses, LOL.
Right. So give me another one.
Then we got word on the street is PA GOP gets Dent to resign now instead of finishing 2018, setting up McKenzie for a special election.
Okay. Was that all of those?
Yes.
Okay. Now, so Charlie Dent in the 15th, PA 15th. Now watch this, and the reason we're highlighting this one, okay, is because we have interviewed, we'll get in that in a minute. We're watching this one very close for a reason, because Charlie Dent, and now look up the name because I don't have it. He's a congressman in Michigan, and I forget his name. He is not seeking another term. Get me his name, Richie. So watch this. This is starting to happen. You have Charlie Dent, co-chair of the left-leaning Tuesday group, the obstructionists, that know that they have a problem in their district because they really came out against Trump. Now, what they're doing is they're getting out of the way, but instead of, the sources tell me, and the rumor is that Charlie Dent will retire, just totally retire. He never said in his statement, go look at his statement, that he would finish his term. Now, what happens if he retires? Okay? Right now, you have State Representative, 31st District, put up Justin Simmons.
The guy in Michigan by the way is Dave Trott.
Yes. He's Dave what?
Trott, T-R-O-T-T.
Yeah, and he has chose not to. He's in Michigan. He's a Republican. Now, this is Justin Simmons. He is a state representative there in PA, 131st District State Rep, Justin Simmons. Now, Simmons announced he was going to oppose Charlie Dent 2 days. He had the nerve. This candidate here had the nerve to say, I'll take Dent on. I'm ready to go because I know what the mood of the district is, and I know Republicans support Donald Trump. Now, let me just say, in this 15th district or in Pennsylvania in general, it's not open primary. And Dent knows he's in trouble with Republicans. Now, he knows he's in great shape with Democrats. Now, watch the difference of the ones that leave and retire that are in closed primary states. Look up Michigan and just see if it's a closed primary state. Because, see, Charlie Dent knows he's in big trouble with Republicans, and he has to hurdle the primary and win Republican vote. Because in Pennsylvania, Democrats cannot go vote for a Republican. See, if it was an open like Georgia, the John Ossoff, Karen Handel deal, if it was open, Charlie Dent would be in great shape because he could convince Democrats all day long. He could run. Charlie Dent could run a primary saying, I oppose Donald Trump at every turn. And he would get the I oppose Donald Trump or I'm disenchanted with Donald Trump Republican vote, and then a bunch of Democrats would run over and Charlie would be in great shape. But he knows he's in trouble with Republicans and in a closed primary state like Pennsylvania. So this guy comes out, 131st state representative Justin Simmons comes out and says, I have the nerve to oppose him. But 2 days later, I think it's 2 days later, Charlie Dent announces he will not seek an 8th term. He doesn't say he'll finish his term. Never mentions that. Just won't seek it. Okay? The very day he releases that he will not seek an 8th term, State Representative District 34, Ryan McKenzie, put his picture up. Ryan McKenzie here is the state representative, 134th District in Pennsylvania. He comes out the next morning, I think on a radio show, and announces his candidacy for the 15th District of Congress in PA. Sources tell me he was with Dent the night before. And we can't find anywhere where McKenzie was saying that he will oppose Dent for the seat. What 3 days? The difference in 3 days. One candidate having the nerve to say, I'll run against Charlie Dent. He's in trouble. Dent says, hey, I'm not going to do that. McKenzie's with him the night before, according to sources. The next morning, he's on the radio announcing his candidacy. Now, he's considered in many circles in Pennsylvania, and Simmons said it in our interview with him. Justin Simmons said he's considered, right, Richie, the state establishment candidate, right? That came from him, not us.
Well, I think he said his dad was the party chair, state party chair. Doesn't get any more establishment than that, right?
So this is the timeline. So now it's circling that Dent may retire. If Dent retires, okay, now we broke this down. I have an article on FetcherNews.com, and I broke it down. I put everybody, I didn't take anybody to task. The only ugly thing I really did in the article is I called the Republican Party county chairman, I called them the party bosses, which, I had to throw that in, right? But, so, if Dent retires, there'll have to be a special election. Now, in the state of Pennsylvania, if there's a special election, it's not like a rodeo or what do we call our special elections that are just out there because anything goes. Anybody
congressional primaries in Georgia are known as jungle primaries.
Well, they're not primaries, so don't take that wrong because they're not. When it's a special election, it's not a primary. That's why it's called a jungle, because anybody can run. Like in the 6th district, that was not a primary.
Right.
All right. You see what I'm saying? But you're right about that. We call it a jungle primary. We'll just use that and go on. But he's right. That's not the way it works in Pennsylvania. Okay. In Pennsylvania, if they call a special election, because it's a party system there, then the counties that are in the district, the county chairman gets to pick delegates. I'm serious. They pick delegates. Same goes for Democrats. So if Charlie Dent retires, then the county chairman, the Republican Party county chairman, pick delegates in their county. They get so many delegates, it's proportional with population, okay, and their voter base. And then those delegates get together and they vote. And they pick your candidate. That's right. And sources tell me that the cards are stacked right in favor of Ryan McKenzie. That's what I understand. If he retires. Can you get the audio from yesterday and set it up? It's on YouTube. If you'll find us on YouTube, okay?
Which audio?
My call to Charlie Dent.
Okay.
If you go to YouTube, you'll find it, our channel. Okay? So, this is McKenzie. If Dent retires, they would go to the party chair. Now, let me say this. You got Berks County. And I'm not going to be negative about a single person here. I'm just telling you, this is what it would boil down to. This is whose hands it would be in. It would be in Berks County, Republican Chairman Joe Rudero, okay? Dauphin County, Republican Chairman David Fayed, okay? Lebanon County Chairman Casey Long. That's Casey Long. Lehigh County Republican Chairman Jess Bontana. Okay. And Northampton County Republican Chairman Lee Snover. So there's 5, and some of them are partial counties, okay? I think Northampton only is a partial part of the county. But they would be 5 counties, 5 chairmen, and if Charlie Dent retired, the 5 chairmen I just named, those 5 people would be the voice for the entire Republican Party in the 15th District of Pennsylvania, okay? And I have to say this, you know, they can individually tell me different, but I have to say this, Republican Party chairman, especially in that district, I'm going to say they bleed a little establishment, possibly, okay? So anyhow, these 5 people would pick delegates. Those delegates would cast a vote for their candidate. Odds are it'd be Ryan McKenzie. So you'd have Ryan McKenzie, and that's who you would be told you have a choice to vote for as a Republican. Democrats would have the same process. This is my prediction. If that happens, okay, you got to remember, okay, without the endorsement or support of U.S. Senator, Pennsylvania Senator Pat Toomey, without the endorsement or support or even the vote in any way whatsoever of Congressman Charlie Dent, Donald Trump won Pennsylvania. That being said, without the support of Trump voters in that district, because Northampton County went Republican for the first time against Hillary Clinton in 1988, and the chairman in that county was Lee Snover. That turned that Trump from 1988, it went red. So don't forget, the next candidate needs the Trump voters' support to win. And if they stay home and they don't support Ryan McKenzie, you will see the 15th district of the state of Pennsylvania go blue. All right? Go blue. You got to remember, whether you call Charlie Dent a Republican or not, some of them feel they've had a Republican for 14 years in Charlie Dent. It will go blue is my prediction if they handle it this way. What do you got, Richie?
For one, we do have the exclusive interview with Charlie Dent, and also you got to think Democrats have this one circled.
Well, my understanding, this is what we're talking about. This is what happened yesterday with DACA. Okay, the counties I named have a large Latino population. The counties I named in the northeast Pennsylvania, just 60 miles north. Dauphin County is on the edge of Harrisburg. Berks County. These counties are on the edge of Philadelphia. Harrisburg in the northeast. A lot of probably DACA. All
I think
right.
we have a photo here.
Right, exactly.
Or does that include some of those
Yes,
blue ones? That
yes.
circle, I think, is the county that Simmons is from.
Right. And so anyhow, but this has a lot to do with what's going on. And Steve Bannon, I understand Breitbart. This is going to get crowded. Breitbart has a candidate in this race. Don't forget, we've been ahead of this for 2 weeks. Okay? We have been on this for 2 weeks. We picked this for a reason. It is going to be an indicator. And we're watching this close. Because even Breitbart, we understand sources, has put a candidate in this race, okay, that they're supporting. So, and we haven't talked to Ryan McKenzie, and we'll try. But the thing I want to do is I want to know if Charlie Dent's going to retire, because I think what's going to happen is these congressmen are going to start. Did you find if Michigan is a closed primary? If you can look that up.
It's classified closed, but it's open for special elections. It's only closed for presidential elections is what I gathered from it. It seemed a bit complicated.
All right.
I'll email you the statute.
Yeah, let me see that. Now, yesterday, I picked up the phone and I called Charlie Dent. You're about to hear it. It's only a minute long. You're going to hear it. It's a minute and 30 seconds. I called him. I said, Congressman Dent, are you going to retire? I called him. He would not confirm an answer. Richie, play the clip from Congressman Charlie Dent yesterday.
Hello? Hello?
Is this Congressman Charlie Dent?
Yeah, I'm voting right now. Who's calling? Can I ask?
Congressman, this is BKP with FYNTV.com. Sources tell me you're going to retire to force a special election in the 15th district. Is this true?
I don't know where you got that one from. I'm doing my job. I'm voting right now, and I have no.
Okay, is that true?
I've made no plans. I've made no plans other than serving Congress.
So you're not planning to retire and make room for Ryan McKenzie to run? Is that not true or false? True or false?
I just told you the story. I am doing my job as a member of Congress.
So you're not planning to retire? You're not planning to retire?
I'm going to retire sooner or later. Yeah, at the end of the term.
But are you retiring to force a special election? Is that going to happen?
I don't know how to.
You're not going to retire to force a special election, Congressman Dent.
All right, I'm doing my job. He hangs up on me. I'm doing my job. I'm on the floor. I'm doing my job as a congressman. I don't know where you got that from. I have not made any decisions. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm doing my job. No decisions have been made. So that was yesterday about 6 o'clock last night. I spoke to Congressman Dent. Watch what happens, folks. Because if this guy retires, it's going to be up to 5 people to make the decision on who the candidate will be. And watch what goes on in this 15th district. A lot of pressure on this one. A lot of people trying to find out if this guy is going to retire. So we're going to stay after this race. And we're going to keep up with what's going on today. And like I said, Ryan McKenzie is being considered right now the establishment candidate. And I'll throw a little something else in here. I think Charlie Dent wants to be the governor of Pennsylvania. That's what I think. I think he wants to be the governor. I think he's going to leave office and start his campaign in Pennsylvania because that's like retirement for these guys. Like it or not, Nathan Deal was a representative for the state of Georgia in the 9th district. Hell, let's just do it anyway, all right? Nathan Deal left the week before he was being brought up on ethics charges. All right, let's just say it, damn it. Let's just put it out there. Oh, by the way, Nathan Deal was a Democrat, right? And then, then he switched and went Republican. Nathan Deal has always been able to see the writing on the wall. Like Governor of Georgia Nathan Deal or not, okay? He's a writing on the wall guy. If he walks in and he sees the writing on the wall, he saw the writing on the wall of Democrat and Republican, especially in the 9th District of Georgia. He went Republican. So for the longest time, the 9th District felt very strongly that they had a Republican congressman. That's what they thought. Then the week before he was to be brought up on ethics charges in the House, he says, I'm going to resign to run for governor. Now, he could have run for governor of the state of Georgia while serving in Congress. He didn't have to resign his seat. But he did. Because, see, once you resign and leave Congress, Congress no longer has the authority to bring you up on charges. Right? So Nathan Deal leaves. Facts are facts. You can look it up yourself. So he did his time in Congress. What could he do now? Be the governor. Let's see, I'm thinking off the top of my head, who was in Congress for a long time and said, I did my Congress thing. That'd be John Kasich in Ohio, right? John Kasich, right?
Pence, too, for that matter.
I'm with you on that one. I'm with you. I was going there. Mike Pence, like him or not. That's exactly right. Mike Pence did his time governor. So my prediction here is Charlie Dent thinks, I did 14 years. I could set up the establishment. I can make some things work here. Go home and be governor. It's like retirement, governor. It's early retirement. Anyhow, that's it for me on that. That's my prediction. But I want to watch this 15th district and see if it's going to be taken out of the voters' hands and see what Charlie Dent's really up to. They can't win again. Watch and see if the people that retire are in a closed primary. Take a break. We only got 7 minutes. We're going to come back. I got a 3-minute close that you do not want to miss. So please stay with us so we can finish up this last 3 minutes. All right?
Ace is your helpful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
Days Chevrolet in Jasper is dropping the hammer. Over $11,000 off MSRP on new Silverados. Just look what we've done to the price on this new LT Crew Cab. Save over $11,000 and pay just $32,500. And Days Chevy is dropping the hammer in a big way on all new Chevy Malibus. Save over $6,500 and pay just $17,900. The savings are real and they're big at Days Chevrolet in Jasper.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in L.J. next to Walmart. And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in L.J. next to Walmart.
All I do is win, 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 no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up. And they stay there, and they say yeah, and they say there.
up, guys? It's your boy Jacob Bryant. We're up here at Schottenkirk Ford. Just want to let you know we'll be putting on a concert September 16th right here in Jasper, Georgia. Also want to give a big shout out to my boy Billy for selling me this new Ford F-150 FX4, man. Thank you so much. And also, since I'm here, I might as well do a little promotion for them there. Every new truck, you get a brand new Summit Viper deer stand. If you're an outdoorsman like me, so maybe show them the deer stand just to prove to them we're not telling them a fib here. So there you go, guys. Come see us September 16th. We love you. Take care.
All right, folks, we're back. I've got 3 minutes. I have to make this precise and to the point. Don't forget, let me just say this. I watch the commercials go by, and I watch some of them, and I want to give a shout out to Nicholson Tires. Now, the Nicholson family, and they're located on 5 and Highway 60. They were out Highway 60, the whole entire family. I mean, I don't know how many Nicholsons are out there. They were out on Highway 60 as you go to Murphy, coming out of Mineral Bluff, headed to Murphy. They're still in Georgia there, about 2 or 3 miles on the right-hand side. They have been there for years. Then they put a second location over at down Highway 5 there going to McKaysville, Nicholson Tire. And I had to go yesterday. I had a low tire, and I had something dragging under the car. And so I thought, I buy my tires there. I thought, well, I'll get them rotated, check the low tire, and see if they can figure out what's dragging under my car. So I stopped in yesterday, okay, and I'm sitting in the waiting room, and I look at the lady across from me, and I say, where are you from? That's just me, folks. She said, I'm from Blairsville. I said, Blairsville? 15 miles away. Why would you drive 15, 16 miles to come here? And Tim is one of the Nicholsons, and she said, Tim is the only one I trust. This is the only place I trust. I thought, wow, that's powerful. Now, I used to go out, now I told Tim Nicholson yesterday, a little jokingly, I used to go out to 60, okay, and years ago, and it would take me 2 hours to get a tire repaired, not because of their service, because I would stay and talk to every Nicholson there. It took me an hour and a half before I left saying hello to everybody. That's the kind of people they are. So I made a joke yesterday to Tim out there on Highway 5, Nicholson Tire. I said, the best thing of you splitting the place up is I only got to put up with half of you Nicholsons, and it doesn't take me as long to be here to say hello to everybody. All jokes aside, the service. And I wrote this down. I talked to that lady, and I wrote this down yesterday because they went in there, they rotated my tires, had me in and out. And like I said, the longest I was there is because I was saying hello to everybody. I met a new teddy bear, a new dog, so I had to stay and talk to the dog. You know how I am with the pooches. They figured out what was dragging into my car, and they fixed it in a matter of minutes and took a nail out of my tire, patched, ready to go. Good people. But when I talked to the lady, okay, this is a matter of 15 minutes. She said, this is the only place I trust. So she's a customer that continues to go to Nicholson Tire. But what I thought was, because I love service, that's why I'm breaking this down. Then about that time, 5-10 minutes later passes, and a guy walks through the door, and he goes to the counter, and he says, he's named his card, and he said, I have been told this is the place to come to get my tire repaired. The place. I'm thinking, wow. I processed these two things. So I took a business card real quick, and I wrote down on the business card, I hope I haven't misplaced it. Oh, hold on here. I mean, I know it's 10 o'clock, damn it, but stay with me just a moment. Oh, I shouldn't say that as I'm. And I wrote down, you can search everywhere to purchase tires, but you just can't search everywhere to get the service to go with it. And I'm telling you, that's Nicholson Tire. I had to give those people a shout out this morning. Folks, running a minute late, but on sad note, Just want to say my heart is broken over the 8 people. I think the 8 people that died in Hollywood, Florida, in a nursing home due to the heat and the power going out and not having the air conditioning. These nursing homes are under a lot of pressure in these storms of trying to maintain. My understanding is they thought they wouldn't lose power. They thought they were okay. They thought their backup generator was running. When it was running, it didn't kick in. Some switch on the air conditioning unit blew out, whatever. It's very sad those 8 people died. Don't want to forget that this morning. I'm your host, BKP. I'll be back tomorrow morning we'll be at Sycamore Crossing. Yeah, tomorrow morning at Blue Ridge, Sycamore Crossing.
Bring a jacket.
Bring a jacket, because it's going to be chilly, Willie, but we'll be there. Take us out of here, Richie.